Okay, hello. Back with another stream. Probably going to be another lonely one. Um, yeah, I'm very tired today. I don't know why I'm so sleepy, but I'm very sleepy. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, going to play classical just to get my RD down a little bit. It's at 52. So let's get that down a little bit. I've been on a losing streak for the past 2 weeks. But that's just how it goes sometimes. And now we sit and wait. I feel a bit more subconscious streaming now on YouTube than when I used to on Twitch, because on Twitch, I guess some people did watch the streams after they were broadcast live. But on YouTube, I think it's different because I think a lot more people watch it after it's live, just because I have an existing subscriber base, and I don't know, it just feels that way. And so even though there's nobody in the stream right now, I feel like I'm not alone, because I think some of you will be watching this after it's live. So I can't mutter to myself or switch tabs and screw around. And okay, we got a game here, 2149, which is pretty strong on classical, from Russia. It looks like I played him before. And we just wait for him to start. He's probably just checking out my account, making sure I'm legit. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, 2149 is a tough cookie on Lichess Classical. Okay, so anyways, we have a closed Sicilian. And yeah, I always change how I play against this. I'm always switching it up. Playing knight f6. I think g6 is fine. e5 is probably okay. e6, knight c6, a6. You can kind of play anything here. Yeah, and I always have like e6 or g6. I know both are fine. Usually I play e6 just because I don't love dealing, and I think I'll probably do the same thing here. Or knight c6. But no, I think I'll go e6. I just don't love dealing with a battery on the c1 h6 diagonal. At the same token, my bishop is more passively placed on e7 than it is on g7. I could play knight c6 here, but I'm just going to castle, because this does allow d4 and okay, and I think I'll play knight c6 now. And he might want to play d4 and open up and trade everything. Well, not everything, but trade and start to open up the center a little bit. f4, I don't know. I don't know if that's great for white. It seems like it could be a long-term weakness. If I get rid of my c pawn, then I have knight g4, queen b6 ideas. Maybe I can play queen b6 right away. I don't really love it on top of my b pawn though, and white also has knight a4 there, which I'm unsure about. So I could go rook b8. I mean, it is a closed Sicilian, so just getting that rook off of white's light squared bishop diagonal there. So rook b8 is pretty standard. Do I need to worry about f5 or h3 g4. This is a type of an attack. It's a little slow though. h3 g4. I may not have to worry about that, but do I have to worry about f5? I guess I just take, right? So f5, I'm assuming I can go ef, and then if he goes ef, his king is a little bit exposed, and I can hopefully ride that out. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go rook b8 here. That does allow him to play a4, but it's not like I can stop a4 anyways. Plus, if he plays a4, then knight b4 might be a move. Yeah, I'm just going to play rook b8, and I'll take on f5. I'll pre-move fe2, or sorry, ef, to feign confidence. So I did play him before, and I actually won that game, apparently. Yes, so h3, g4, this is a typical pawn storm attack. So I could play b5, maybe d5. Because I want to rip the center open. So d5, e5. Knight e8. Actually, I could go knight d7 there. d5, e5, knight d7 potentially. I don't know if I love it on d7 though. And is that something I want to do? Like, do I want d5? Because it's not really. So, can I just not touch anything on the king side, like g4, g5? Do I just let him? Maybe I just let him come at me. Don't try to force the center. Maybe I just keep attacking on the queen side. b5. I might do that. I'm kind of torn between b5 and d5. Then again, g4, f5 is a bit of a concern for me. Often I fall victim to that type of deal. If white plays g4 and then f5. Or even just g4, g5 and then f5. Yeah. But there's not really much I can do about that. Apart from maybe playing d5 here. Starting to poke and prod at those pawns. No. I think I have to be a bit more aggressive. Yeah, I'm going to play b5. Hang on. b5, there's e5. That's a blunder right there. I guess I would have knight d5, but I'm losing a pawn still. Yeah, that kind of sucks, eh? Damn. I mean, I have queen c7, but it's slow. I've got bishop d7, which is also kind of slow because it'd be nice to put the bishop on b7 instead. But maybe I have to just ride this out. Okay, I don't want to spend more time on this than I did. I'm going to play bishop d7. Don't love it, though. I don't feel super confident about this for black. Okay, that shouldn't affect me apart from the fact that white can play d4, but that also lets him play g4 and then knight g3 later. Yeah, so I think I just go on my merry way with b5, and he might just play a3 or something, but I think it's time to expand again. So let's just play b5. If a3, I don't know, maybe b4. Okay. Okay, so d5 drops a pawn, I think. If he takes d5, she just goes ed. Actually, it won't, because I'll have bishop h3 at the end of that. d5, ed, ed. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes... Oh, but my knight's hanging. Yeah. My knight on c6 will be hanging at the end of that. Because my bishop can't take on h3 and defend c6. So I could proceed with b4. And I don't think he wants to go knight a4, because then I can move my knight with a discovery on his. So b4, I'm assuming he goes knight d1 and then to f2. So b4, knight d1, and then maybe d5. Okay, let's go for that. Yeah, and then maybe d5. So knight d1, d5 maybe. So, excuse me, d5. Okay, still nobody in the chat, hey? It's okay. Oh man, I got a stomachache. I had a smoky and salad. I don't know why I've got a stomachache from that. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So d5, e5. Like I feel like I'm closing things up instead of opening it up with d5. Should I just play a5 and just see what happens? Do I have time to wait? Like a5, g4? I mean, he's coming at me. Okay, I'll try. I'm gonna try that. But yeah, often I really get burned. I get burned here a lot like this. But I'm gonna play a5. So, a man without a plan. Yeah, and I'm not sure if I'm more scared of g5 or f5. Maybe g5. G5 seems pretty nasty. Should I go knight e8 first? That might be useful. I had a position similar to this not too long ago, and I think the computer preferred to retreat proactively. It does give us more options after, because then we can move the f pawn sooner, as opposed to playing something like a4 and then g5 and then knight e8, because then we're reacting more. So yeah, maybe I will play knight e8. I think I am going to do that. See if I learned something from that other game. Kind of like the idea of it, giving us time to hunker down. So I'm down to 8 minutes versus my opponent's 15. Yeah, all of his moves are very logical. What now? Hello, Nikita. How's it going? Yeah, so what now? F5? What might I worry about F5? F5, E5 just should win me a pawn. I guess it doesn't technically win me a pawn. Because he could, like, F5, he can go E, yeah. So F5, EF, and then after EF, he can go bishop C6, bishop C6. But even though I don't lose a pawn there, my light squared bishop suddenly becomes very powerful. So I might not mind that. F5, EF, EF, GF, bishop C6, bishop C6. If he plays F5, G5, then I can blockade there. Should be able to upon further pushes. But how do I proceed from there? F5, G5. Do I want to go FE there? Probably not. But maybe, yeah, F5 might be playable. What about GF? F5, GF. I think it's similar. EF. It's not the same because F5, GF, EF, EF. And if we go bishop F5, knight F5, rook F5. But that's actually not. No, then my knight's hanging on C6. Okay, so F5 is probably premature a little. I could go bishop H4. Do I want to be trading stuff there? Maybe, because he's attacking, so maybe I want to trade there. Bishop, yeah, bishop, possibly bishop H4, bishop F2, and I trade. Possibly. Then my knight might be able to go to D4. What if he just retreats, like bishop H4, knight E2? But then how does he kick me out? Not so simple for him. Maybe I will play that and just see how he responds. Yeah, so even though I'm trading a bishop for a knight, since he is attacking and I have less space on the king side, I think I'm okay to trade material there. But then again, do I want the position to open up when he's got the bishop pair? So yeah, probably not the best solution. But I had to make a move, and the other moves I'm kind of wishy-washy about too. So if he does play bishop f2, I guess I'm in no hurry to take on g3. So I guess I shouldn't. And are there any shenanigans I can do on d4 if we do that trade? I don't know. I don't see how. Should I play a4? Allow this type of thing to happen? A4, A3. I guess B3 would probably be maybe a better idea for me, but I don't know. Then he gets knight C3, and I don't think I'm really making ground there. It's probably okay though. Just I don't know if it's good. Yeah, I still got this stomachache. Okay, so he does avoid the trade, but I can just stick around here. Unless he's really trying to trap me with like g5 and then get a knight here, but that's going to be a lot of moves for him to do. But it's possible. Or he might be trying to break on d4. He might try for something like that. Let me think. I could still try for a4. I don't really know what's going on there. I am a little bit low on the clock. could I retry f5 now that his knight has moved? Maybe f5 could be an option again. I'm not sure where I would threaten to take. Would I want this? Not particularly. I'm kind of scared of the h file. But maybe I can survive that. Maybe I will play f5. It's either a4 or f5 for me. Oh, wait, hang on. f5, this is exactly what he wants. But still, yeah, I don't know how easy it is for him to get at my bishop. But yeah, I'm guessing he wants g5. I don't know if I should run back or not. I don't know how scared of that I need to be. I could play h6, but that's a hook. And I don't know, I might regret that. Could easily regret that. And then he's got f5. Then I have to start reacting. Yeah, maybe, I guess I will play f5. I think f5, g5 again. It's just that it's hard for him to put a knight here. But how hard? How hard is it for him to put a knight there? He just moves a king and then he plays knight f3. It's not that hard. Yeah, okay, I'm a little bit scared of this bishop, so I'm actually I'm kind of scared of g5 the more I look at this. But h6, yeah, h6 I'm still kind of scared about like f5. Okay, I'm going to play h6. f5 I'm going to play bishop g5. And I'm very low on the clock now. I don't know about h6 though. It seems like it can't be a good idea. But I'm nervous of g5. King h7 might not be a bad idea coming up. Or, I don't know, I might want this for the knight though. But king on h8, I'm not protecting this pawn. Comes back in. So I could trade now. I'm not gonna touch anything there though. Let's just push that and see what he does. I don't want to spend too much clock time. I'm gonna let him decide on how to continue here. Have him make the decisions. Can I consider f5 again? Because now if he plays g5, I can take. Oh wait, no I can't. I still can't take there. Oh, yeah, and even here I can't. Why did I think I could take? Why did I play h6? Why did I think I could do that? I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Wow, am I stupid? Okay, whatever. I'm not. I was thinking maybe h5 there, but let's just play this. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I could take here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Maybe e5. f5. Kind of like f5. I'm gonna try for f5. I think. Not a great position for me. The whole bishop h4 thing is kind of coming to haunt me. So if he takes with ef, I'm not sure what I want to do. I guess taking with the pawn might be the better option, because then my light squared bishop gets a little bit more scope and it protects the pawn directly. And then I also have g6 if I need to. Yeah, I guess I would go ef. Seems to make sense. Plus I'm stopping knight g4. Yeah, so I guess I will pre-move that. Recapture. Checking out the chat. It is a later stream. Yeah, I had a giant smoky for dinner and a lot of salad. And now I've got a stomachache. Hello, Christian. Okay, so he took an f6. I guess I should have been considering this. Yeah, I should have been considering this. I don't know how I want to retake. Probably not with the queen just because of discoveries. Although I do have taking on b2. I actually could take this way. Although he's got knight d1. Even so, that is still playable for me. Actually, yeah, that's still playable. Kind of a pain for him, in fact, but I don't really want to do that. Maybe get the knight into the game. I kind of like that. Plus, I stopped knight g4. Okay, let's do that. Knight f6. Suddenly, it looks like black has some options here. I mean, my king's a little bit naked, but I've got some options coming up. If I can get these pieces into the game. Okay, so let's get some moves lined up. If knight g4, do I want to trade? I think so, just because I'm kind of moving a little bit with tempo. Well, no, not with tempo, but it's my move, so I kind of have the initiative. I don't even know if you can call it the initiative, but it's my move, so I get to dictate things a little bit. It does allow a rook trade though. Knight g4, rook f8, rook f8. So he gets his rook in. He gets his rook into the game with tempo though. That's a downside for me. Knight g4, rook f8, queen f8, rook f1. Yeah, I don't like that aspect of things. Although that's probably going to happen eventually, though. Might not be a way to avoid that. Okay. So I guess he wants g6. I could bring the bishop here, but then he can take on this. Okay. Oh god, yeah. I could give up. I could trade this, but then he's doubling up on the f-file. This is looking bad for me. I could connect this, but he still gets the knight in there. Yeah, this is. I don't love this. I could go queen e8. I could go queen e8. I might do that. But he's still kind of being nasty. But then I can maybe kick him out. I'm kind of... Okay, I'm thinking queen e8. Just quick blunder checking here. Yeah. Okay, queen e8. Stops. Oh, wait. This was protected. Oh, my God. No. I wanted to play bishop, yeah, e8, and then it wouldn't have been protected. So queen e8 seems to make sense to me. Probably the best move. Have to watch out for e5s coming up. You know, if this bishop moves too, e5's a problem. Okay, just careful with your suggestions, Nikita. You should suggest it when it's not possible. Anyways, I'm planning e5 now that I'm covering g6. If he plays knight d5, I think I just ignore it for the time being, even though it's a pretty good knight for him. I could consider taking it and then play knight e5. That, I guess that's on the table too. That, yeah, e5, knight, d5, knight takes. The only problem is I have to move my knight. Yeah, but that's an option. But I might just ignore it and play something else like knight h5 or something. I might just play knight h5. Oops, knight h5 there. Yeah, both seem okay options. Although if I do go knight h5, then he'll have knight g4. Yeah. It's not. It's okay. It seems playable. Then I can go rook takes, rook takes. Yeah, I don't know. e5, knight e5. Wonder if I can just play queen g6 there. e5, knight d5, queen g6. Knight g4 though. No, not immediately. Not knight g4 immediately. I guess he'll trade knights first, rook takes, and then knight g4. That's kind of annoying. No, then I have bishop g4. So yeah, maybe e5, knight d5, queen g6. Ooh, yeah, just be careful about moving this knight, otherwise I lose my queen. Yeah, I might do that. e5, knight d5, queen g6. If he goes somewhere else, then, well, that has to be good for me. Just queen g6 anyways, probably. Yeah, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. e5, knight d5. Okay, he moves his king. I think I might continue with this idea just because I've been looking at it. So let's play that. I guess he wants rook g1 at some point instead. But yeah, knight d5, queen g6, rook g1. Yeah, I don't really have the time. Should I go for this and then bring in my knight? Could also challenge him this way, which I wasn't calculating. What? Okay, I just want to look at this again. Knight h5, because if he goes rook g1, I have check. But that check is very meaningless. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to do this. See how he reacts to it. If rook g1, I don't know, queen c8. Or possibly I'll trade this one, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I trade this one and then knight h5. Because I've got knight f4 possibilities. I might go for that. Trade my e knight and then play knight h5. Oh, it seems like such a long game. 36 minutes in so far. Okay. Oh, he's attacking my bishop. I just realized that. That's annoying. I might take this knight. So ED, if ED, maybe queen h5. Seems playable. Tough game, man. Yeah, ED, I think I'm going queen h5. And yeah, if he takes here, then knight f4. Yeah, it's queen h5. Let's pre-move that. Okay, so what if he goes knight? Well, I just take it. I don't know. It feels like I'm okay here. Feels like I'm okay. His light squared bishop is not great. My pawns and bishop are great. Like they coordinate. I've got a good bishop and I got 5 pawns on dark squares. And his pawns are on light squares and he's got a light squared bishop. This is looking very decent for black. I think black is a little bit better here. And yeah, just come right down in. Don't think I need to spend more time on that. I mean, it'd be nice, but I only have a minute. I gotta be careful with my clock. But this is looking quite good for black. So what would I like to do? I could force the queens off. Don't really want to do that because my position is quite good, it feels. So I guess I should look at forcing moves, check. Then I can come in this way, threatening mate. But he defends it. I can almost then take on f2. In fact, I think I can after bishop h3. No, he can take with the knight. Okay, so hang on. Yeah, so check goes down. At knight before he protects. I don't see the follow. I could maybe just double up rooks on the f file, possibly there. Yeah, he's scared. He's scared now. Yeah, I might still just double up on the f file. Yeah, I'm leaning towards doing that. I could just trade here. Because he's going to come here next, you know? Okay, maybe I will. Okay, this is probably bad, but I don't have time. Yeah, I bet you this is not the best way to play this. I make this mistake a lot where I trade queens in a winning position, but with my time, you know? And I think I'm going to take with the rook. And I think he's going to try to trade, so probably something like knight e4. Oh God, yeah. So, oh God, there's the game. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this. I told you I shouldn't have. Yeah, crap. Can I afford to give that? I'm gonna defend it. I'm gonna defend it. Oh God, yeah. I knew that the train the queens was not good, but I felt I needed more time to play with the queens on the board. It's a strategical mistake. And I felt it before I even played it, that I shouldn't have done that. Should have kept the queens on. I had more pressure. I would take this a knight. Okay, let's hope I can do something here. So bishop f5 is what I'm planning. We need that knight gone, even though this is a good bishop for me. And he has a bad bishop. My pawns are still on dark squares, so his bishop can't hurt me. So his time is ticking down as well. That's good to see that I'm not the only one in time pressure. Okay, so if I was white here, what might I do? Okay, so he gives me that. I could take the bishop. I could trade bishops, but he's got a bad bishop. So I don't really want to be doing that. Any benefit of that? No. Bring in my king? Ugh. He's going to get this square next, though. If I don't do that, or the pawns, or should I? Okay, I love my knight, though. I love my knight. Okay, I'm going to take it, though. His pawns are on light squares right now. Yeah. And I don't want his bishop getting active. Okay, so I don't know what he's thinking about here, but... Okay, so bring this back. Oh, he gets this again? So I might have to bring in the king. I don't know what he's thinking about, though. Oh, he's thinking about this first. That's actually, yeah, an important decision. He's thinking about knight c4 first. Should I come in here to prevent it? No, I'm thinking about this. Check. And then I don't know what he's going to do, but... yeah, let's bring in the king. Yeah, I don't know. It was a tough choice between bishop b5 and bringing in the king, but yeah, I'm bringing in the king. So rook f1, king e7. He can still harass me. Like, this is still... I'm probably worse here. This was such a terrible move that I had to play. I can't think of the word. Concession. This was such a terrible concession. Don't know about that, because I do have just bishop b5. So, you know, it gives me a check. And I'm just going to go bishop b5 here. Oh, he wants to get rid of his double pawns? I don't care about that. I hate this pressure on me. So I'm fine with him getting rid of the double pawns. I'll have a passer. Yeah, seems fine. Ooh, feeling a little dizzy. Probably stressed out here. Yeah. So now, yeah, this is getting that. Now that'll get nasty. So now he zigs and zags. Could I play c4? This check sucks. I can come back here, but then he's doing all this crap. Well, I don't want his knight coming in. He can still get active this way, but his knight's dominated on g4. So maybe bring in the king, or improve the rook somehow, or push the pawn. Probably one of these are the best moves. Then I'm getting my rook back. Okay, hopefully his time keeps ticking so that he can be in a bit of time pressure as well, and not just me. Oh. Okay, well, don't have to ask me twice. I want my rook back into the game. Okay, so probably not go to the h-file. That doesn't really do anything for me. Okay, then we have an option there. I don't think I want to touch anything there because he's active. So I'm just going to go to the c-file, or the f-file, I mean. Then maybe come into f4, or bishop f5, and then we're pushing back suddenly. I could offer him a draw, but I don't like to offer draws because I feel it's like a psychological weakness. Like, it feels like I'm begging for a draw, but I'm not sure if that, like, does that matter? But I feel like it gives them confidence if I ask for a draw. And I don't want to give them confidence. So maybe bishop b4, come in here maybe. He starts to get passive. I'm not really achieving anything there though. Okay, so what do I do after rook f4? Do I have anything? g5? I don't know. I need to put pressure. Some maybe just here next. Because he either has to take, or he might have rook f1. No, because I just take, right? So I think he only has one move after bishop f5. I think he has to play rook d1. And then my bishop has improved. I might just go there now. I calculated it. So yeah, so rook d1, and then bring the bishop back to a7, h7. Or, oh, no, he trades. Okay. He has this outside passed pawn, but this, with proper play, should be a draw. Am I up a pawn? I shouldn't be. No, it should be equal. Yeah. Improve the king. I don't think this is a concern. It almost is, actually, to be honest. Because he can create a passer here. If I take this way, then he's got this check. He wins that pawn. Although, I might be able to let him do that, because then this starts running. Ooh, that'll be a interesting choice. But I'm also not sure about this. I might be able to just defend that, because then I still have a passer that way too. So maybe I will play king f6. I think this might not quite work for him. Yeah, either way I think is beneficial for me. Plus he's got to calculate it all out now too. Okay, so just, yeah, improve the rook, start attacking these other things. Because of his double pawns, that's kind of weakness. So I think I'm going to... Oh, wait. He can force a trade, but my king is better. Should be better. So, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so rook f2, king f2, king here, king back. But then I can he can get pretty active there too, but I'll have a passer. No, I won't have a passer there. That would be tight. He does have that yeah, he's got to consider it because he has that outside passed pawn. Is there a way I can do it this? Yeah, because he's not so far away. So bing, bang, boom, 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 boom. Ooh, it won't be, no, he can always go back and forth there. So we don't want to go that route. I could go G5 though, takes, and I have the opposition, which could potentially be winning. I'm not sure if that's the best way if I want to go to H5. I might be able to get the distant opposition too if he's not. No, okay, I'll be in front. Yeah, he goes for it. Yeah, so I've got a decision to make. Well, the first decision is easier to calculate. It's going to be about 6 on here. Then I could play G6, but he gets the opposition. So yeah, bing bang. Yeah, so the only move I could do there would be E4. He can't ignore it. Well, he could possibly push, but I think I'm better there. So I think he would have to take. He's coming in, and then that'll be very tight, like this. Maybe takes, and then he's going after this. I'm coming in here, 1, 2, 3. I think I'm faster. I'm gonna try for that. The safer route would go for this. I'm gonna try for the win though. Gonna try for the win. We'll see. Another thing still is this intermezzo of G6 is still an interesting idea. But no, I think I'm going to stick to the same plan, King G3 and E4. I think I'm just slightly faster there, but I could be wrong. I could actually be slower. Oh yeah, wait, one more thing I forgot to calculate is he actually goes after my E pawn. Even then, I think I might be faster. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go the risky route. I think I could hold the draw there, but I'm going to go the risky route. Yeah, and then I was curious about even here, like sometimes I can go behind his pawn, but no. Okay, now okay, there's still stuff to calculate though. Actually, hang on, this might be better because then I can grab this pawn. Ooh, it's still going to be close though. I think I should push this first. This will be a good study. Yeah, because that stops him from playing B3, and now I'm only 2 squares away from. Yeah, this is faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm queening in 6 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 1 move farther, so it still might be a draw there. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I should do that. I don't think I should grab this. Yeah, we'll go after this one. Yeah, I think I queen 1 move sooner. And I don't want to go here, even though I could grab his pawn, because then I'm blocking the check. So I want to go on a light square. Although I do block my queen, so maybe I should have went here or the other one instead. Yeah, and then I get to trade. This is winning. This is winning. Because I get the check and I trade, and my king is faster, and I promote faster. It's like a searching for Bobby Fischer ending. And his king is far here. But let me just calculate it since I do have time. So queen takes, king takes, and then 1, 2. Yeah, and then I can grab this one too. So that's easily winning. Yeah, so the king just grabs both pawns. Wow, what a game. What an ending. Yeah, my ambition paid off there. to not go for the draw and to go for the win. I enjoyed that, I gotta say. I enjoyed that one. Well, it's nice to win a game, but the whole game was very murky in the middle game and late middle game. That could have been anybody's game, but I think I played the ending pretty well. Should have been a draw, but he traded rooks. I don't think that was too risky for him to trade rooks like he did. No, I'm pretty happy about that win. Yeah, let's look at it again. But before I do, I just want to update CPT in the background. So give me 2 minutes here, not even 2 minutes. Okay. So I just want to look that up in CPT. Whoops. Which I have going on in the background here. Yeah, I play different moves here. Yeah, I have so many different ways I play this. Okay, we got to it by transposition, and then he canceled. Okay, I'm actually going to run this position deeper with CPT here, even though it really doesn't matter. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so looking at the game again. Yeah, the opening can be transposed a million different ways, so it doesn't really need looking at. F4, that's always a headache because, yeah, as white did, is going to have this big kingside pawn storm. Not fun to defend against. This I spent a long time in bishop d7. Just protecting the knight so that I can play b5 and that e5 is not a concern. Yeah, didn't really have much of an idea of what to do here other than just grabbing some space. I liked this, as I said. Whoa, a little dizzy there. I'm always dizzy. A while ago, maybe a week or a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, I had a similar position, somewhat similar, and I remember the computer preferred me to retreat before I had to. And I think that worked out for me here because it gives me more options. If I play something else like a4 and then he plays g5 or maybe even f5 or something, I'm forced to move my knight essentially. And then he gets to move again and he can continue with that motion. He kind of has like a kinetic continuation. As opposed to me moving the knight first, I have more options. I can move the f pawn or I could do nothing. So I kind of like this knight e8 move. We'll see what the computer thinks after. Play bishop h4. I'm not sure about this. I was getting a bit low on the clock at this point. My thoughts were that he can't kick out my bishop easily with a knight. Like he would have to play king h1 and then put a knight on g1 and then f3. It takes a lot of moves. So that's why I put the bishop here, and I was preparing to trade just because he was attacking me. So I thought even giving up a bishop for a knight, his attack means less. But probably it's not the best move. I don't know what might have been better, but yeah, I'm not sure what might have been better. Maybe d5, but I wasn't sure about e5. But yeah, possibly d5 is better. I don't know. H6 I think was probably not great either. I played it with great hesitation, but for some reason I thought it stopped G5, which it doesn't. Because he's got 3 defenders of G5, so after I take, I only have 2. So I just totally misread that. So in hindsight, maybe E6 was still okay because it seemed to work out okay, but maybe I should have just retreated, even just back to E7. Bishop H4 might not have been fantastic. Yeah, I played F5 here. I wanted to get a little bit of pushback and a little bit of space for myself at this point. Not sure if he should have taken, because it does allow me to patch things up here a little bit. Played Queen E1, just defending against G6. Yeah, we trade a bunch of material, so that really dissipates his attack. And suddenly I feel black is better because his bishop is pretty bad. My pawn structure is better, and arguably my king is safer. Yeah, I played this with great hesitation. This is something that I do so often is I simplify. I trade queens when I'm under time pressure, even when I'm attacking. I was considering just doubling up instead. But then I don't know. Maybe, and that's probably what I should have done, but would I have been in trouble after knight e4? Maybe not. I just go rook. I might have rook f4 there. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have traded queens, but it's so hard not to when I'm under time pressure. Yeah, and then once he played knight e4, this felt really bad for me. Hello, Jason. Yeah, Kasparov. I think he said like a knight on. Well, no, not on. Well, yeah, this was like a Kasparov knight. I think he gave it like a eval of like it's worth like 5 points on that square. But yeah, anyways, after he played knight e4, I mean, I think at this point I only had a minute left. But yeah, that was a huge headache because I can defend it, but suddenly I'm passive, and that's such a pain in the butt. So yeah, with hesitancy, I traded my knight for his bishop. Partly because if I didn't, I feared bishop e4 and like rook g1, and then he can like come in around here. Like that just seemed a little bit dangerous. So yeah, went for the bishop versus knight ending. This was a tough choice. Again, I had like maybe like 30 seconds here. I was scared between I was torn between bishop b5 and bringing in the king. But I decided getting the king in to help defend was more important. Then I can just move the rook out, which is what happened. Yeah, just trying to kick out that knight. Brought the bishop back to prevent knight f5. I don't think this was the right decision because he's not going to do anything here. I think he needs to keep playing on the king side. Maybe bring in the king or push the pawn. Maybe even like rook g1, bring in the king, put pressure on the g pawn. Yeah. So he's baiting me into like en passant and creating weaknesses. I didn't want any of that because I like my pawn structure as is. He's got 4 pawns and light squares. I don't want to disrupt any of that. So I go to the open file. Again, I think I only have 30 seconds here. Offer a trade just because, again, my pawns are better. He does have outside pass pawn possibilities, but I also suddenly, now I put him under pressure. If he doesn't trade, then he has to play rook d1. Yeah, so now I think it's equal. It has to be equal, but if anyone has an edge, it should be me. Yeah, bring in the king. And yeah, just threaten like rook a1 type ideas. And yeah, so he did think before offering this trade, but because of the pawn structure and that he has double pawns, yeah, this felt, if anyone is better here, it should be me. He does have, again, this outside pass pawn possibility, but I think this is a greater liability than this is a strength for him. Plus his king will be very out of place when it goes to f2, so I traded. Yeah, I thought here for as much as I could before I could get increment back, because I was considering going to h5 and probably can just secure a draw that way. Or possibly that might be winning still, possibly, because I can do g5 and then trade, and maybe I can triangulate into just an opposition or something because of these double pawns. But I don't know. I feel like white might be able to hold that. But I decided to go for king f5 because king g3 is forced, and then I calculated all of this, and it's close. It was very close, but my king is just a little bit faster, and I thought I could queen one move sooner, and I decided to take the risk of trying for a win. And this is what happens. And I threw in this b3 move, which might have been necessary, because if I don't play b3 here, if I bring in the king, for example, then he plays b3, and maybe that's still winning, but I guess that's probably still fine. Maybe it didn't. Maybe b3 didn't matter, but I was scared of him playing b3. But I guess I could have just played ab there, and it would have been the same deal. Yeah, but I just didn't. I just got scared of b3, so I played b3. But I'm sure it would have worked out the same. And yeah, take. And I went to a light square because I didn't want to block the skewer, the upcoming skewer. So I was happy that I played this all very quickly. Because this is probably a draw had I gone king c3. I was also considering king b1, but I was a bit scared of if he queens 2. I guess it wouldn't have mattered, but I was scared of check, and then he can force a queen trade this way. But yeah, had I gone king c3, h6, b2, yeah, this would have been a draw. So it's a very good thing I went king c2. Yeah, and then check, and yeah, and I'm just fast enough here. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. The little engine that could. Oh, looks like I blundered here. Interesting. I'll be curious to look at that. Okay, so white was never winning. That's a little, maybe it's not surprising, but yeah, maybe it's not surprising, but okay. But I'm surprised that I was this far ahead at move 2021 down here. It's -3. So just rewinding a little bit. Whoops. So, okay. So after f4, I guess this is still theory. I guess rook b8 is main line. And so is h3 is main line too, apparently. Yeah, so everything is equal for black here, so it didn't really matter. d5 is the main line. Yeah, I was considering it, but I just was not sure what I thought about e5 and knight d7. I was not sure about this. Like, that felt a little bit too cramping for me. But I'm just going to fast forward a bit because computer liked everything I did here. Now, I was curious about this knight e8 move. I was pretty happy with it. Computer said it's the 5th best move. Apparently, pretty much anything is fine here for black. Even moves like h6, which I would not play h6. But yeah, I guess anything was fine. E5 even. I don't really like E5, but yeah, there's D5 again. We can just go 98. So I guess we were fine. We could have played anything. It didn't like G5 from white. I played F5, which the computer calls an inaccuracy, because it actually likes white to play EF instead, but black still holds a small edge. Instead of F5, it's suggesting E5, opening up our light squared bishop, helping control F4, so his knight can't pivot on it, and I guess that makes sense. What's the follow-up plan after that? Maybe put a knight on E6, or I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe a knight on E6, and then we hit G5 again. Something like that. Anyways, the computer suggested E5. Yeah, so it didn't love F5, but this was fine. And then it didn't like knight E7, but at this point, yeah, I was down to 1 minute when I made the move. Whoops. Instead, it's preferring me to attack again. So knight H5, queen G6. It wants me to attack. I think I was worried. I don't know. I can't really remember. I didn't have much time. But yeah, it wants me to attack, and then, well, I guess we can't. He can't do that because of the check. Yeah. So king H2. Yeah, I didn't know how it's going to continue here. It wants knight G3. And then queen H5, and then what? Oh, wow. That's a sneaky move. Because then we're threatening to take on F2. Oh, it's not. So let's just say he goes here, for example, and then here. Okay, yeah, no, this is not super obvious, but yeah, the computer wants to attack, in short. And then, yeah, the computer says that slowly white just crawls back move after move here. I was under time pressure. This was fine. Computer also suggests rook F7 and double up on the F file. Yeah, and it didn't like this. This is such a dizzy move. Trading queens when we're better here. So it suggesting to double up. Or A3, and then it's just but basically it wants rook F6, bishop F4. What's the idea of bishop F5? It's just another move to double up. It just didn't want to trade queens essentially. So if knight E4, rook G6 or rook H6. And yeah, I guess I should have just been attacking more. Wait, what? No, yeah, knight F4. Yeah, I should have been more aggressive instead of trading queens. But this is still good for black. Was there anything better here? So it didn't like me taking the bishop. It's suggesting, I guess, anything else. Well, no, because we have to defend this still. So yeah, so I could have played bishop b5. I don't know. I was kind of not liking some of these ideas from white. I don't know. It's not a huge difference in eval. It's like a 60 centipond difference I took. Then this was all fine for both sides. And then this was a blunder. Or no, it's a mistake. Yeah, because it gives me the back rank. So b3 is the only move that kind of holds things together for white. But yeah, he let my rook come in, and then and he shouldn't have traded here, but he was already losing at this point. And then I made a blunder, a blunder. So So here e4 was good. The other move was b3. But yeah, basically the same thing. So yeah, you could throw in b3. But the funny thing is a3, yeah, a3, it's not that funny, but it's noteworthy. a3 throws away the win because after b3 or trades, even after we do this thing again, my king has to travel farther, I think. And so I think that's the reason it's not good. So anyways, I played e5. And this was the blunder. The move I thought I was being smart about. b3 was a blunder. I should have just kept going king d3. And another interesting note is king d4 throws away the win too. That's because he can grab this pawn now. This gives white king f5. And then yeah, then I'm going to be in Zugzwang essentially. Although I mean it's probably I wouldn't have gone to king d4, but yeah, it's interesting to note that throws away the win. But yeah, this threw away the win because it allows h5, which is now equal. Why does that matter? Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So he doesn't go after this. So he goes after this pawn. Yeah, and that freezes my pawn. And it... Oh, my God. The reason that's important is because I can't play g6, which would have prevented him from going to king f5. So now he can go after this pawn. I assumed he would go after the g pawn, but he could have went after the d pawn. And then he's fast enough to queen, like right after me. And I'm not going to be able to do that skewer thing. And yeah. And he had to play specifically king c7 for some reason. If he goes this way, oh, then I have queen b7 or queen e1 or queen. Wow. This is still tricky stuff. So he had to go specifically to king c7 so that after this, I have no checks. Yeah, there was still a lot of finesse to this. So that's funny. So that, yeah, b3 threw away. So I had to play king d3, but yeah, because b3, then his king, no, sorry, b3, he take, and then I have to recapture, and then h5, and then he can go after here. But why does this win? What's the difference? What if he goes after this? How is this different? I think it's because it was b3, I'm spending a move. When I play b3 here, like here it's my turn, but after I first I play b3 and then I recapture, it's white's turn. And I think that's the difference. Because right now it's white's turn. Here, I could have moved the king in. Because I play b3 and then I spend another move to recapture. So that cost me a move. The kings still had other plans. They weren't locked down. So b3 was actually a mistake. And I need to play king d3. And again, not king d4 because of this. So we don't want to go after the c pawn. We want to go after the b pawn. Yeah, the funny thing is the whole reason I played b3 is I thought I was being smart because I was worried about about b3 from white, but it actually was not a problem here. So I slipped up on that. So yeah, still easy to screw up these king and pawn endgames. They're still tricky, but at least I played this correct. Yeah, because king c3 is apparently still winning. Probably what will happen is we will end up trading queens, and then I get to queen again sooner. But this is more work. So let's just see how this would have continued. Yeah, and I grab these pawns, but now this is work. Kind of. Maybe it's not that work. I guess I get both pawns. But he could hang on to one of the pawns and then it's work again. Yeah, so that's too much work. But I guess it was still technically winning just because my king is close to these two pawns. But my heart was in the right place, because if the situation was different, if his king was like closer to his pawns or something, for example, then this would actually be not winning. Yeah, so I went king c2. And then, yeah, trade. Yeah. Whew, man. One game took an hour and 22 minutes to play and analyze. Don't know if I have energy for another one. I might just leave it there. I feel a little bit bad for just streaming a single game. But it was a classical game, and I did analyze it. So hopefully somebody gets value out of this video. Again, if you do, well, I do see people give a thumbs up to the stream. So I do think people are watching it after it's being streamed live. So, and I do see like a number of views on the videos. So I guess some of you are watching the videos. So, yeah, it's getting close to midnight, and I'm pretty drained. So I do think I will end it there. Nice to get a win again. Those have been far and few between. Did I learn anything from this game? In the end game, there were a couple of reminders. The middle game, not so much. They were all very move specific. I guess one of the things was one of my issues, again, trading queens when I'm in time pressure. Even though this was still winning or very good for black, it would have been better for me to keep the pressure going. But I don't know. It's such a tough choice when I'm so low in the clock. I'm so scared of screwing it up, leaving the queens on board like that. It's more complexity for me to have to play out. Let me know in the comments what you feel about that, like trading queens from a pragmatic point of view. What else? Yeah, the only other thing that I kind of picked up from the end game was that, first of all, it was good that I kind of pushed for a win, just because it does feel like black has a slight edge. So it's good that I kind of pushed for the win instead of maybe going for a draw. And then this was kind of important. B3. It allows, I don't have the engine on. Was it H5? Was that the issue? Well, no, first he has to take, wait. Yeah, so first he would have to take, and then I think it's H5. Yeah, I forgot to look at this. I'm going to put the engine on. So the reason why the king doesn't just come in first, yeah, it's because if he doesn't play H5 and I go after the pawn, he can't immediately wait. Oh, no, because h5, yeah, it freezes my pawn. That's why. It freezes my pawn because I can't move the pawn. So I have to move that king, and that gives way to the f5 square for white, and then he can go after my e pawn. So, I mean, I only had under a minute at this point, but I should be more aware that he can actually just go beeline for my d pawn and ignore my g pawn. I just thought he's going to, I assumed he's just going to grab the g pawn, but this was actually a threat too. So giving up this square by allowing, also the other point is that I spend a move. b3 isn't just, it's not going to be an equal number of moves. I actually spend an extra move making this trade happen because of the recapture. I spend b3, and then after he takes, like those two moves cancel each other out, but then I spend another move recapturing, and I lose a move there, a crucial move. And so because of that, I should have just brought in the king. And now if he goes after this, he's going to be too slow. So that was the other point to take away from this game. Yeah, so that's going to be it for me today. I'll hopefully do a longer stream tomorrow. Hopefully at least a couple hours. Try to get a lot more games in tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.